Today we will see about General Finance Rules 2017. There is GFR 2017 Chapter 2 and rules from 1 to 41. General System of Financial Management. Some important 50 MCQs will be dealt today. This will be useful for IPO examination and PS Group B examination. First question. Under which rule of GFR 2017, all monies received by or on behalf of a government either as dues of the government or for deposit or remittance or otherwise shall be brought into government account without delay. This is rule 6, 7, 8, 9. Time starts now. Try to post your answers in the comment section. I will give you just 5 seconds. All monies received from the government should be brought into government account. It is rule 7 of GFR 2017. Important question this is. Next question. Under rule 7 of GFR 2017, all monies received by or on behalf of government either as dues of government or for deposit or remittance or otherwise shall be brought into government account without delay in accordance with such general or special rules as may be issued under which articles of Constitution. The answer would be, try to post your answer in the comment section. Under which articles of Constitution? This is brought under Rule 7 of GFR 2017. The answer is under Articles 150 and 283(1) of Constitution. This is accordance with the 150 and 283(1) of Constitution. Next question. As per Rule 23 of GFR 2017, the financial powers of government which have not been delegated to the subordinate authority shall vest in Parliament, President of India, Reserve Bank of India, Finance Ministry. Time starts now. This question has been asked in PS Group E examination also. In 2020, I think. The answer is Finance Ministry. Next question. As per Rule 8.1 of GFR 2017, under which article article of Constitution, all monies received by or deposited with any officer employed in connection with the affairs of the Union in his capacity as such or other than revenues or public monies raised or received by government shall be paid into Consolidated Fund of India, Contingency Fund of India, Public Account, Departmental Account. So Article 284 of Constitution says that it shall be paid into public account. Okay. Next question. As per Rule 8.1 of GFR 2017, under which article of Constitution all monies received by or deposited with any officer employed in connection with the affairs of Union in his capacity as such other than the revenues or public money raised or received by the government shall be paid into public account? Just now we have seen it is Article 284. Okay. Next question. As per Rule 15.1 of GFR 2017, when the maintenance of any rentable building is entrusted to civil department other than CPWD, who among the following shall be responsible for due recovery of the rent thereof? Head of the office concerned, head of the department concerned, accounts officer at the ministry, drawing and disbursing authority concerned. For maintenance of rentable building entrusted to civil department other than CPWD, responsibility of recovery lies on the head of the department. Next question. As per Rule 144 of GFR 2014, while making a public procurement, the description of subject matter should contain which of the following? Technical specification, a particular trademark, a trade name or brand, quantity of goods to be procured, a complete schedule of procurement cycle. All of the above. 1, 3 and 4. 2, 4. Your time starts now. Though this one question is given from Chapter 6, remaining questions are from the Chapter 2. Basically Rule 1 to Rule 41 it covers. The answer is 1, 3 and 4. This particular trademark and trade name or brand you should not describe in the bid document, okay, at the time of procurement. So the answer would be technical specifications will be there, quantity of goods procured should be there, the complete schedule of a procurement cycle should be there. Next question. As per Rule 33.2 of GFR 2017, petty losses of value not exceeding dash need not be reported to the next higher authority. 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 25,000. This is also given in one of the PS Group examination. The answer is 10,000 rupees. Next question. As per Rule 28 of GFR 2017, except in pursuance of general delegation made by or with the approval of dash, a subordinate authority shall not, without previous consent of dash, issue an order which involves any grant of land or assignment of revenue or concession grant, lease or license of mineral or forest rights or rights to water, power, or any easement or privilege of such a concessions. The President of India, the Finance Ministry, Finance Ministry, the President of India, the Finance Ministry, and the head of the department, and the Finance Ministry. Your time starts now. This is except in pursuance of general delegation, the approval of whom is necessary and the consent of whom is necessary. Wherever any order which involves a grant of land or lease or license for forest rights and all these things, it should be from the President of India. Approval of President of India is required and consent of the Finance Ministry is required. Next question. As per Rule 30 of GFR 2017, a sanction for any fresh charge shall, unless it is specifically renewed, lapse if no payment in whole or in part has been made during the period of 6 months from the date of issue of sanction, 12 months from the date of issue of sanction, 24 months, 36 months. Time starts now. The sanction generally lapse after a period of, this is the question. Generally it is 12 months from the 1 year it will be. Next question. As per Rule 33 of GFR 2017, which among the following losses need to be reported by the subordinate authority concerned to the next higher authority as well as to the statutory audit officer? Loss above 10,000 even if the same has been made good by the party responsible for it. Refunds allowed on the ground that claims were time barred. Under assessments which are due to interpretation of law by local authority being overruled by higher authority after the expiry of time limit prescribed under law. Mistakes in assessments which are discovered too late to permit a supplementary claim being made. Time starts now. As per Rule 33, the following losses to be reported by the subordinate authority to the statutory auditor officer, okay, to the next higher authority also. That is losses above 10,000. Losses below 10,000 need not be reported. We have seen earlier. This is the losses about 10,000 even if it has been made good by the party responsible for it. Next question. Report of loss contemplated under Rule 33 of GFR 2017 shall be made at how many stages? Reporting. It is 2 stages, 3 stages, 4 stages, 5 stages. Your time starts now. Report of loss contemplated under Rule 33 of GFR will be under 2 stages. One is the initial report and the final one is the final report. Only 2 stages will be there. 2 types of reports. Next question. As per Rule 33 of GFR 2017, all losses beyond which amount due to suspected fire, theft, fraud shall be invariably be reported to the police for investigation as early as possible. 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 1 lakh. Your time starts now. Police case, it shall be beyond 50,000. If anything is under fire or theft or fraud, it shall be reported to police. Next question. As per Rule 33 of GFR 2017, the head of the account to which such monies shall be credited and withdrawal of monies therefrom shall be governed by relevant provisions of dash and dash. CCS CCA rules and CCS conduct rules, government accounting rules 1990 and central government account receipts and payments rules 1983, CCS CCA rules and central government account rules 1993, government accounting rules and CCS CCA rules 1965. The time starts now. The head of the account to which the money shall be credited and withdrawals of money shall be governed with reference to the government accounting rules 1990 and the central government account pay and receipts and pay rules 1983. Next question. As per Rule 10 of GFR 2017, who shall arrange to obtain from his subordinate officers monthly accounts and returns in suitable form, claiming credit for amounts paid into treasury or bank as the case may be or otherwise accounted for? Who will have to arrange for obtaining the returns? This is controlling officer, accounts officer, ministry, finance ministry, head of the department. Time starts now. As per Rule 10 of GFR, the answer would be controlling officer. Next question. As per Rule 11 of GFR 2019, in the departments in which officers are required to receive monies on behalf of government, issue receipts in Form GAR 6, 7, 8, 10. Your time starts now. Those who are required to receive money on behalf of government, a receipt will be issued in the form of GAR 6. Next question. As per Rule 14 of GFR 2017, who shall keep the Finance Ministry fully informed of the progress of collection of revenue under its control and of all important variations in such collections as compared with the budget estimates? Head of the department, controlling officer, accounts officer, head of the office. Time starts now. He should inform the Ministry of Finance about the progress of collection of revenue and important variations regarding such collections as compared with the BE, that is the head of the department. Next question. As per Rule 15.2 of GFR 2017, the procedure for assessment and recovery of rent of any building hired out will be regulated generally by the rules applicable to the buildings under the direct charge of the head of the department, Central Public Works Department, that is CPWD, accounts officer, head of the office. Time starts now. The procedure for assessment and recovery of rent of any hired building will be regulated by under the rules of CPWD. Next question. As per Rule 17 of GFR 2017, who shall watch the realization of miscellaneous demands of government not falling under the ordinary revenue administration, such as contributions from state governments, local funds, contractors and others towards establishment charges? Head of the department, Central Public Works Department, accounts officer, head of the office. Time starts now. Who shall watch the realization of miscellaneous demands of the government not falling under the ordinary revenue? Means it is the accounts officer. Next question. As per Rule 19 of GFR 2017, heads of the department other than which department shall submit annually on 1st June to the audit officer, the accounts officer concerned, statements showing the remissions of revenue and abandonment of claims to revenue sanctioned during the preceding year by the competent authorities in exercise of discretionary powers vested in them otherwise than by law or rule having the force of law, provided that individual remissions below rupees 1000 need not be included in such statements. Department of Telecom, Posts, CAG, Department of Audits and Accounts, which is exempted. It is Department of Posts, it is exempted. Next question. Under which rule of GFR 2017, every officer incurring or authorizing expenditure from public money should be guided by high standards of financial propriety? Rule 20 of GFR 2017, 21, 22, 23. Time starts now. This is important question. This is high standards of financial propriety. It is mentioned in Rule 21 of GFR 2017. Next question. Under GFR 2017, every officer is expected to exercise the same vigilance in respect of expenditure incurred from public monies as a person of ordinary prudence would exercise in respect of expenditure of his own money. Is one of the principles of miscellaneous demands, delegation of financial power, standards of financial propriety, consultation with the financial advisors. Your time starts now. Here, every officer is expected to exercise same vigilance in respect of expenditure incurred from public money, similar to that of a person of ordinary prudence, ordinary wisdom would exercise in respect of his own expenditure. Okay, that is mentioned in the standards of financial propriety. Next, under Rule 21 of GFR 2017, which of the following statements are true? Under GFR 2017, expenditure from public money should not be incurred for the benefit of any particular person or a section of people unless, statement 1, a claim for the amount could be enforced in court of law. Statement 2, the expenditure is in pursuance of recognized policy or custom. 1 only true, 2 only true, both wrong. Your time starts now. Should not be incurred. You should find that both the statements are true. So, next question. Which of the following statements are true under the GFR 2017? Every officer is expected to exercise same vigilance in respect of expenditure incurred from public money as a person of ordinary prudence would exercise in respect of expenditure of his own money. The expenditure should be prima facie more than the occasion demands. No authority should exercise its powers of sanctioning expenditure to pass an order which will be directly or indirectly to its own advantage. Expenditure from public money should not be incurred for the benefit of a particular person or a section of the people. So here the question is not true. Your time starts now. This question is given in PS Group B examination 2023. The answer is expenditure should be prima facie. It should not be prima facie actually. Then only it would be correct. Prima facie more than one occasion. It should not be more than occasion demands. Next question. Under Rule 24 of GFR 2017, all draft memoranda for Expenditure Finance Committee or Public Investment Bureau or Committee or on Establishment Expenditure and Cabinet Committee for Economic Affairs or Cabinet shall be circulated by the Ministry or Department concerned after consultation with concerned Financial Advisor of Ministry or Department, Head of the Department, DOPT, CBSE. Your time starts now. The answer is Financial Advisor of Ministry or Department. Next question. Under Rule 26 of GFR 2017, it is whose duty and responsibility in respect of funds placed at his disposal to ensure that the expenditure does not exceed the budget allocation? Head of the Department, Controlling Officer, Accounts Officer, CBC. Your time starts now. It is whose duty to ensure that the budget allocation expenditure does not exceed the budget allocation. It is the Controlling Officer's duty. Next question. Which of the following statements are not true under Rule 26 of GFR 2017? The duties and responsibilities of the controlling officer in respect of funds placed at his disposal are to ensure that the expenditure does not exceed the budget allocation, that the expenditure is not incurred for the purpose for which funds have been provided, that the expenditure is incurred in public interest, that adequate control mechanism is functioning in his department for prevention and detection of errors and irregularities in the financial proceedings of his subordinate officers. Time starts now. It is not true. You have to identify. This is not the responsibility of the controlling officer. The answer is it is that the expenditure is incurred for the purpose of the funds for which they have been allotted. That is correct. Here it not is given. If this is not there, it would have been correct. This would have been correct. Next question. Under Rule 27 of GFR 2017, subject to fulfillment of provisions as contained in the Delegation of Financial Powers rules, all rules, sanctions or orders shall come into force from the date of issue, after 7 days from the date of issue, 10 days, 15 days. The time starts now. This is an easy question. It is from the date of issue. Next question. Under Rule 27 of GFR 2017, all financial sanctions and orders issued by the competent authority shall be communicated to whom? Audit officer only, accounts officer only, audit officer and accounts officer, neither audit officer nor the accounts officer. Your time starts now. All financial sanctions and orders issued by competent authority should be communicated to both audit officer as well as the accounts office. Next question. Under Rule 29 of GFR 2017, in which case the sanctioning authority may, where required, accord sanction by signing or countersigning the bill or voucher, whether before or after money is drawn, instead of by a separate sanction. Non-recurring contingent only, miscellaneous expenditure only, both non-recurring contingent and miscellaneous expenditure, neither non-recurring contingent nor miscellaneous expenditure. Your time starts now. Sanctioning authority may accord sanction by signing a bill or voucher before the money is drawn instead of a separate sanction. The answer is a non-recurring contingent and miscellaneous expenditure. Next question. Under Rule 29 of GFR 2017, all financial sanctions and orders issued by the Department of Central Government with concurrence of Internal Finance Wing or Financial Ministry as applicable should be communicated to the accounts officer, the head of the department, head of the office, none of the above. Your time starts now. All financial sanctions with concurrence of IFA should be communicated to the accounts officer. Next question. Under Rule 29 of GFR 2017, all orders conveying sanctions to the grant of additions to the pay such as special allowance, personal pay should contain dash. The brief summary of the reasons for grant of such additions to pay. No reasons to be mentioned. It depends on the competent authority's discretion. None of the above. Time starts now. The answer is a brief summary for the reasons for such a grant of addition to the pay should be mentioned in the orders, such as special pay and personal pay. Next question. Which of the following statements are not true? Under Rule 29 of GFR, copies of all sanctions and orders other than the following types should be endorsed to the audit officers. Sanctions relating to grant of advances to the central government employees, sanctions relating to appointment or promotion or transfer of gazetted and non-gazetted officers, all sanctions not relating to creation or continuation or of abolition of posts, sanctions for handing over the charge or taking over charge, etc. What time starts now? Not true. Copies of should be endorsed to audit officer. The answer is this one. See how all sanctions relating to, it is not here, not is given here, relating to creation and continuation or abolition of posts, that should be endorsed to the audit officer. Under Rule 929 of GFR, a sanction in respect of addition or to a permanent establishment made from year to year under general scheme by a competent authority or in respect of allowance sanctioned for a post or for a class of government servants but not drawn by the officers concerned shall lapse after how many months? After 3 months, 6 months, 12 months shall not lapse. Your time starts now. Sanction in respect of addition to a permanent establishment made from year to year under general scheme by competent authority or respect of allowance sanctioned for a post or a class of government servants but not drawn. In such a case, it shall not lapse. Next question. Under Rule 29 of GFR 2017, any loss or shortage of public monies, departmental revenues or receipts, stamps, OPM, stores or other property held by or on behalf of government irrespective of cause of loss or manner of detection shall be immediately reported by the subordinate authority concerned to whom, even when loss has been made good by the party responsible for it. Next higher authority as well as the statutory auditor officer only. Next higher authority and to the concerned principal accounts officer only. To the statutory auditor officer, to the concerned principal audit officer only. Next higher authority as well as statutory audit officer and to the principal accounts officer. Our time starts now. Whenever there is a loss or shortage of public money and departmental revenue or receipts irrespective of loss, it should be intimated to all of these. The higher authority, it should be intimated. The statutory auditor officer, it should be intimated. The principal accounts officer also, it should be intimated. Under Rule 33 of GFR 2017, cases involving serious irregularities shall be brought to the notice of financial advisor, chief accounting officer of the ministry, department concerned, the controlling general of accounts, ministry of finance. A1 only, 1 only, 1 or 2 or 3 and 4, 4 only, none of the above. The answer here it would be, try to post your answer in the comment section. The answer would be 1 or 2 or 3 and 4. Okay. Chief financial advisor or chief accounting officer of authority of ministry or department and control CAG. Next question. In the annual statement of remission of the revenue shall be submitted to the audit officer and the accounts officer. Individual remissions need not be included in the statements provided that the amount is below 100, 500, 1000, 2000. Your time starts now. 5 seconds. In the annual statement of remission of revenue submitted to the audit officer, if it is less than 1000, then it need not be included. Next question. Who make the rules defining remissions and abandonments of revenue for the purpose of Rule 19 of GFR 2017? Parliament, President, Ministry of Finance, Department of Central Government and Administrator concerned. Time starts now. The answer is Department of Central Government and Administrator concerned. Next question. Standards of financial propriety have been referred to in the GFR 2017 under the rule. This is important question. Standards of financial propriety. It is Rule 21. Next question. The remission of disallowances by audit and writing of overpayments made to the government servants by competent authorities shall be in accordance with the provisions of right of provisions, R&P rules, GAR 1990, GFR, Delegation of Financial Powers rules. Your time starts now. Remission of disallowances by audit and writing of the overpayments. They are mentioned in the Delegation of Financial Powers. Next question. Choose the incorrect one. Losses need not be reported by the subordinate authority concerned to the next higher authority, as well as to the statutory auditor officer and to the concerned principal accounts officer when such loss has been made good by the party responsible for it. Cases involving losses of revenue due to mistakes in assessment which are discovered too late to permit a supplementary claim being made. These not be reported. These losses need not be reported. It is given here, but incorrect one you have to identify. Cases involving losses of revenue due to the under assessments which are due to interpretation of law by the local authority being overruled by higher authority after expiry of time limit prescribed under law. Refunds allowed on the ground that the claims were time barred. Time starts now. Incorrect one you have to identify. The answer is the first one. That is, when loss has been made good. Even though loss has been made good, it should be reported. Here it is given as not reported, so this is the incorrect one. Next question. The reports on losses which the head of the department cannot finally dispose of under the delegated powers shall be submitted to financial advisor of the concerned ministry or department, chief accounting officer, authority of the concerned ministry or department, the finance ministry, the parliament. Your time starts now. The reports on losses which HOD cannot finally dispose under the delegated power shall be submitted to the finance ministry. Next question. All cases involving loss of government money arising from the erroneous or irregular issue of checks or irregular accountings of receipts will be reported to the chief controller of accounts, controller general of accounts, controller and auditor general, audit and accounts officer. Your time starts now. Loss of government money arising from the erroneous or irregular issue of checks, irregular accounting receipts will be reported to CAG. Next question. Under Rule 35 of GFR 2017, all loss of immovable property such as buildings, communications or other works caused by fire, flood, cyclone, earthquake or other natural cause shall be reported at once by the subordinate authority concerned to the government through the usual channel in case of loss exceeds 25,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, 1,50,000. Your time starts now. Flood, fire, cyclone, earthquake, natural cause. In such a case, if it exceeds 50,000, then it should be reported by the subordinate authority to the government. Next question. Under Rule 41 of GFR 2017, pick the incorrect one regarding the submission of any files categorized as secret or top secret to the audit officer. It should not be submitted to the audit without the prior concurrence of the government. It should be submitted as usual. It should be submitted to the audit in the presence of HOD. It should be personally given to the head of the audit office specifying this fact, who will then deal with it in accordance with the standard instructions for handling and custody of such classified documents. Time starts now. You have to pick the incorrect one. So correct one it is. Actually it should pick the correct one, so the answer would be this one only. It should be centered like this. Okay, next question. Under Rule 41 of GFR 2017, to whom the file shall be sent personally, if the contents of any files are categorized as secret or top secret, specifying this fact, who will then deal with it accordance with the standard instructions for handling and custody of such classified documents. The head of the office, head of the accounts office, head of the audit office, head of the department. Time starts now. Top secret and secret files, they should be sent to the head of the audit office. Next question. Under GFR 2017, statement of remission of a revenue shall be submitted to the audit officer and the accounts officer concerned on 31st March, 1st April, 1st June, 30th September. The answer is 1st June. Next question. In cases of loss to the government on account of culpability of government servants, the loss should be borne by central government department, state government concerned with the transaction, both A and B, government employee concerned. The answer is both A and B. Next question. An officer shall be held personally responsible for any loss sustained by the government through fraud or negligence on his part as per which rule of GFR 2017? Rule 33, 41, 11, 37. The answer is Rule 37. Next question. Copies of all sanctions or orders other than the following types should be endorsed to the audit officers. Sanctions related to grant of advances to the central government employees. Sanctions relating to appointment or promotion or transfer of gazetted and non-gazetted officers. Sanctions of contingent expenditure incurred under the powers of head of the offices. All of the above. Time starts now. The answer is all of the above. Next question. Consultation with financial advisors is available under which rule of GFR 2017? Rule 24, 25, 26, 27. Time starts now. Financial advisors should be consulted under GFR 2017 as per Rule 24 of GFR 2017. Last question. Powers to write off of losses are available under the GFR 2017 Delegation of Financial Powers, RP 1983, GAR 1990. Write-off of losses, these powers are available under the Delegation of Financial Powers rules. So this will be useful for PS Group B examination. For more marks and higher rankings, subscribe to CareerPost. Thank you.